Hey, peace world. Hey, already. Peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Please consider subscribing to the channel. If you like the way any of the information or the content is being presented or broken down, it only makes sense to hit that like button before you get on off of here. But look, man, I'm gonna try to keep this short. I say this a lot. I just had to. I didn't even know that they touched on it before. I did my podcast. It's always personal. You can check it out on Spotify. Breaker.com is another one, I believe. Somebody else distributes it. I just make it. But I know you can find it on Spotify. It's always personal. Oh, and Google Podcasts. It's always personal. I was talking about personal stuff over there away from my sports and entertainment stuff. But this a written testimony came out, and I talked about the album J Electronica and Jay-Z. I talked about it on here. I wanted to keep that short, but the review ran to like 19 minutes, 18 minutes. My bad. But then I get to listening to the album a few more times, and I'm like, well, I'm going to go talk about it on my podcast. I'm going to do a deeper dive on it. I'm going to go track by track, not bar for bar and verse for verse and all of that type of stuff. But it ended up being like a 55-minute dive. Okay. I go and check back. It came up in on my list or on my feed on YouTube. And Joe Budden and his crew. And I just want to know, where are we with the title of the Joe Budden podcast, I think is what it's called. But it's called, they entitled it, Jay-Z Slaps J Electronica Around or something. I paraphrase a little bit, but it is slapped around. Jay-Z slaps around or slapped around J Electronica. I'm like, wow, that's an interesting way to put it. Now, I also mentioned this on my episode, on my podcast. I mentioned the video that's out there with Joe Budden interviewing Wale, and the discussion turns around to Wale asking Joe, like, you don't like rapping? You don't like the process of rapping? You don't like writing rhymes? And Joe Budden was like, nah, no, not at all. And what I kind of got around to was, man, they said those who can't do, teach. You know, those that can't build a computer were some of the people that Steve Jobs and my other dude, Bill Gates, they were sitting in these classes for dudes who couldn't do what they could do. And Steve Jobs was like, man, I'm doing this issue in my garage over here. And about to blow it, I'm about to really level it up into this worldwide, multinational corporation or whatever. Anyway, and I don't say that here. It doesn't. It's not a tight fit here in Joe Budden's situation because he can spit, he can rhyme. But I'm just saying, he told, how can you make a title like this, but you don't want to rap no more? That's kind of a dirty game to be the dude sitting here, on the chalkboard drawing out the plays, but you don't coach no more. You don't drop back and throw passes no more. We don't have any new game footage on you. So I just want to know, and I didn't even read down in the comments section, maybe people are vibing with that or respecting that. I will say this, man. I'm just this dude in the middle of the country sitting here in my basement, breaking down this different stuff, but I'll be damned if they didn't echo everything for the first 15 to 20 minutes of the video. Everything that I called out about the project, we have a lot of the same thoughts. But if you know the makeup of the Joe Budden podcast, the other dudes that are on there, you know what some of their connections are. You know they're not going to say things in a certain... They're going to be diplomatic with it. I'm not not really diplomatic with it, but I don't have the need to tear apart, the art and the projects that I review and critique and whatnot. But it kills me that when I don't go along, with this brought a tear to my eye. This is the greatest record. This is the greatest album. This is the dopest produced track. When I don't agree with all of that, it's some people that want to comment. Or I had a brother kind of confronted me in my office because I was kind of it's cool, but it's not life changing for me. But like I said, I look at things the way that I do, and I'm not trying to fit in with anything. I don't get paid for none of this or whatever, so I'm just a dude talking about an album that I heard and giving you my thoughts on it. But it was good to see that my thoughts lined up with some guys. Hell, they get paid for this. They get paid for that podcast. They got 3,000 likes. 140 some thousand views or something. I need to get a new hustle. I need to get a hustle. I need to get my first hustle. But I just wonder, how are you comfortable with a dude who's not? He hung his cleats up. Retired his jersey and whatnot. Spoke very tough and very strong against Eminem. But you're not playing no more. You're not suiting up. You're not hitting the field no more. You're not calling plays no more. Under the headset. So, but that's the beautiful thing with what he was talking to Wale. That's why he likes to do what he does now, because now you have. But he's an excellent. This is freaking Emmanuel Stewart talking about boxing. This is Roy Jones Jr. Well, that might be a reach. It might be a reach. It might not be Roy Jones breaking down boxing. But this is maybe my man who just got the bag. Tony Romo. This is Tony Romo breaking down Monday Night Football and talking about what trick play somebody's getting ready to run late in the game before they run it. I just want to know where you are with it. Hey, it's pay me no mind, sports and entertainment. Don't take that too literally. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Holler at me in the comments. Let me know. I want to know, is this right? Is this breaking some kind of code or whatnot?